Hello, welcome back to our channel Qubit Educational Services. In this video we are going to solve previous year's questions from MHT CET based on the topic probability, and in particular the chapter on probability that you had in the 11th standard, not probability distributions. Okay, so we will start with our first question. Letters in the word Hulululu are rearranged. Okay, the probability of all three L's being together is 3 by 20, 2 by 5, 3 by 28 and 5 by 23. Now clearly you don't have the time to, and energy of course, to write down all possible arrangements. Okay, so you should know the formula here, right? First we will recall the formula for permutations with repetitions. Okay, we have got H coming only once, we have got the letter U coming 4 times, and we have got the letter L coming 3 times. Okay, so the permutations, okay, with repetitions, okay, is this. If you have n objects out of which P are identical and Q are identical, then the number of permutations becomes n factorial upon P factorial into Q factorial. Okay, and here we do have U and L repeating themselves 4 times and thrice. Okay, so what's the total number of arrangements possible? 8 factorial upon 4 factorial into 3 factorial. Yes, so this is going to be the size of our sample space. Okay, now what we want is we want all the 3 L's to come together, so we will treat LLL as a single object. Okay, let's call it LQ, but we still have U coming 4 times and 1 H, so use the same formula. Okay, permutations. So what will you get? Total number of arrangements. See, now you can't take 8 factorial, now you have to take 6 factorial. Okay, 1 H, 4 U's and 1 L cube, because you have grouped LL and L, because that's what the problem is asking you to do. Okay, so the event, the size of the event will be 6 factorial upon 4 factorial. Okay, or 30. Yes, so what's the required probability? Size of the event divided by size of the sample space. Yes, so if you do that, the numerator is 30 as I told you, and in the denominator we will get 8 factorial upon 4 factorial into 3 factorial, or 5 into 6 into 7 into 8 upon 6. Okay, I mean if you simplify that you will get 3 upon 28. Okay, and that is option C. Yes, right? Yes, that is question 1. Let's go to question 2. Well, I have not done the calculations here, but you can check, it is indeed 3 by 28. Question 2, another very simple question, provided you understand the probability, the basic probability correctly. Okay, there is a bag which contains 6 white and 4 black balls, so the total number of balls is 10. 2 balls are drawn at random. What's the probability that they are of the same color? Okay, see, now you have to realize that you have to use addition theorem of probability. Okay, or the addition principle. Okay, because they are of the same color means they will either be white or black. Okay, so you need to add the associated probabilities. Okay, that's what addition principle tells you. Okay, first we'll find out the total number of ways to pick the balls. 10C2. Yes, now in how many ways can you pick 6 white balls? Oh sorry, 2 white balls out of 6, 6C2. And from 4 black balls, in how many ways can you pick 2 black? 4C2. Yes, so add the numerator or numerators, 6C2 and 4C2. 15 plus 6, which is 21. 10C2 is 45. Okay. Now, I mean, you can just say that denominator does not have the factor 7, but numerator has. So it has to be option B. And you can of course check 7 into 3 is 21 and 15 into 3 is 45. Okay. So in this problem, you should also know how to find NCR. Okay. Now most of you will be knowing this because you use it for solving problems on binomial distribution, right? That is question 2. Let's go to question 3. I mean, it can't get simpler than this. The probability that 3 cards drawn from a pack of 52 cards are all red. Okay, now we know that out of the 4 suits that we have, 2 are red and 2 are black. Okay, now don't think that the probability will be 1 by 2. No, that's not right. Okay, in how many ways can you pick 3 cards out of 52? 52C3. Okay, but you want those cards to be red, and there are 26 red cards. Yes, so the required probability will be 26C3 upon 52C3. Okay, if you simplify that, you will end up getting 2 by 17. Now this is a problem where calculation plays an important role because all options have 17 in their denominators. Okay, so you need to simplify this carefully. Okay, let me do that for you now. Then okay, you can just directly cancel this. Six upon 51 or 2 upon 17. That is option B. Right. Yes, simple question. Let's go to next one. Yeah, now this can be solved if you understand the addition theorem, okay, and De Morgan's law, of course. I mean, you can solve this problem with the help of Venn diagram, but it will take you a lot of time. Okay, probability of A is 1 by 4. B's probability is 2 by 5. And the probability of A intersection B, that means both events occurring simultaneously or at the same time, is 3 upon 20. The problem is asking you to find out the probability that A complement and B complement occur simultaneously. That is probability of A complement intersection B complement. And we have got 4 options. Now one thing is, you can use De Morgan's law to write A complement intersection B complement as A union B complement. Very similar to the De Morgan's laws in mathematical logic. Okay, negation P and negation Q is negation of P or Q, right? Yes. So probability of this event is as good as probability of this event. But what is the probability of any complement? 1 minus the probability of original event. Yes. So probability of A union B complement will be 1 minus probability of A union B, and this is very easy to find. Use addition theorem. Okay, which is a simplified version of inclusion exclusion principle. If you don't know this, you can just search this in any book or on internet. All right. So I mean this is from set theory, but it does come in probability as well, addition theorem. All right. So how are you going to find probability of A union B? That is probability of at least one of the events occurring. Probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Okay, that is probability of A union B. Now we have everything. Probability of A, probability of B, probability of A intersection B. Okay, so just substitute the values and get the answer. It's 1 by 2. Okay, that is option C. Next question. 5 persons are chosen at random from a group containing 4 men, 2 women and 4 children. Okay, the chance that exactly 2 of them will be children is. Alright, now first you need to note that 5 persons are being chosen. Okay, out of which 2 or exactly 2 of them must be children, so the remaining 3 persons must be adults. Okay, now how many adults do you have? 6. 2 women and 4 2 women and 4 men, right? And 4 children. So if you want to form a committee or a group which consists of 2 children and remaining 3 adults, you need to pick 2 children from 4. So 4c2 into, okay, this is AND, so multiplication principle. You need to pick 3 adults from 6, so 6c3. Yes. And what's the total number of ways to pick 5 people from 10? 4 plus 2 plus 4, okay, 10c5. Just simplify this, you'll get the required probability. 4c2 into 6c3, 6 into 20, 10c5 is 252. Well, I think I've used a calculator here, but if you try 6 into 20 upon 252, it will be 10 upon 21. Yes, that is option A. Okay, yes. Next. Yes, this is the last one. Similar to what we did in that addition theorem question. If A and B are 2 events defined on a sample space S, such that probability of A intersection B is 1 by 4, probability of A union B is 5 by 8, probability of B complement is 2 by 3, then probability of A is equal to. Simple. Write down the addition theorem. Okay. Even in the previous, well, not the previous, the one before previous, in that problem we have used the theorem. Okay. A union B's probability is 1 by 8. Let us assume that the probability of A is X. Probability of B complement is known, so probability of B will be obtained by subtracting it from 1. Okay. And probability of A intersection B is 1 by 4. Solve with this simple equation for X, you will get 13 by 24. Again, option A. Right? Yes. So we have now solved questions from probability. Now let me tell you the topics that we have not covered. Okay, we have not covered conditional probability. Okay, and the related theorems, which are the multiplication theorem and the Bayes theorem. Okay, so what does the conditional probabilities tell us? Probability of A given B is probability of A intersection B upon probability of B. Okay, and then you can also write probability of A intersection B as the product of A given B into B, or B given A into A. And in the Bayes theorem you use this, but you also use what we call mutually exclusive events, where the probability of the events occurring simultaneously is 0, and exhaustive events where the union is the sample space. Okay, so their probability is 1. So you may revise conditional probability and multiplication and Bayes theorem for this year's CET. Okay, yes. And remember, we have also used multiplication principle, addition principle from counting principles, and also the formula for NCR. And we have, although not used the formula for NPR, we have used permutations with repetitions in that Honolulu problem. No, what was that? Not Honolulu, something different. Hululu, yes. So there we have used that permutations with repetition. So just go through these formulas. You can easily solve these problems. Okay. Yes. So that is the end of 11th standard probability. Thank you for watching our videos. Please subscribe to not only our channel but also to our free test series for MHT CET where we are offering you 3 full-length tests, physics, chemistry and mathematics, with the exact user interface that you will have in your CET. Okay, thank you and all the best for your CET.